Hello, uh, so I'm Robert, and this is my final project for CPE 471. Yeah, I'm going to show you basically just a little tour around the map for my game. I could also show you through camera 2, which is player 2, but seeing as there's no one playing with me right now, I'll just give a little tour. Um, here's camera 2 from player 2. He's in a corner somewhere. He's got his own little place to be. But yeah, here's camera 1. So here we go. We right in the middle, right down the center, we have columns going down both sides, and we have bushes and lamps with lights going down both sides. Don't mind this key. It was for writing up the HTML page. Yeah. So see, the objective of the game is that player 1 goes and finds this hidden key, which is not this one, and then goes and tries to find a hidden door before player 2 catches player 1. And so the camera would cycle every few seconds between player 1 and then player 2. And so the idea is that the player 2 will kind of screen look at player 1 where he is and try to catch him then, because they actually can't see each other on each other's cameras. So back to player 1. So here we go, we're wandering around. Here we got a tree, a little creepy, especially with that moon like that. It's a cool shot, actually. Here's another fountain, no water, just a fountain. Here we have a bunch of bushes and whatnot. Here we have a bench, so we can just sit and watch the imaginary water flow. So coming through this side, a few lights to welcome you into the Jesus courtyard. You can't see his face right now because the moon is actually behind him, so his back is actually the one parts that's lit. Then we have that corner. I won't go into that corner because the collision detection will actually detect that I have collided with player 2, and thus I would lose the game. So I won't go there. He's off in that corner, if you remember. Right here. And oop, here we go. Right here in this corner. So here we go. Now here's the last quadrant of the courtyard. We have this huge sphere of a bush. I don't know why I chose to make it that big, but I thought it would be cool. And then you got a couple benches here. I guess you can admire this monstrosity. And then so now I'm going to show you the oh, there's another bench, a little longer, so people can all sit and watch people come. Now I'm going to show you the objective. So what happens when the game ends is that it'll just stop rendering. So once the screen stops moving while I try to move still, then it means the game has ended. So here's the hidden key right behind the statue, and so I'm going to step on it because I'm player 1. I can take this. Only player 1 can take this. Player 2 can't take this. So now I just took it. Now it's gone, and I have it with me. And I'm supposed to find a hidden door to get out of here. The door that this key unlocks. And so, as you can see, there's no hidden door. And if you've already looked through the HTML page, you'll know what the hidden door looks like. It's kind of a wooden door hidden behind some leaves. And I'm pretty sure it's not in that corner because I know where I put it. So after some panicking and hopefully not getting caught, player 1 will have found that the hidden door is here. So once I walk into here, the screen will stop rendering, and that would mean that player 1 has won. So Here we go, and there it is. Player 1 has now won, and the game is over. So now I'm going to run it again, this time from perspective of player 2. So first, as player 1, you have to first, so you can't go to the door immediately because, I mean, you're sneaky, you're invisible, but you can't pick locks. So you need to find the key first. Now, while player 1 is panicking and finding the key, player 2 actually is looking for player 1, right? And so now, if you remember, player 1 is right on the bench here, smack in the middle, and staring at Jesus. And so now player 2 is like, I see that you're there. I am going to go and find you. And so once player 2 catches player 1, then again it will stop rendering, and it will mean that the game is over. So depending on what condition the game stops rendering, then we will know also who has won. So once I walk into player 1, it has now stopped rendering, and so player 2 has caught player 1. And yeah, thank you for your time, and hopefully if you get a chance, you can play with a friend. Oh yes, one last thing I should mention is that the controls for, I'm going to move this out of the way, the controls for player 1 are WASD, and this is going forward, back, and strafing left and right, and this is to control the camera. And so for controls for player 2 are actually the arrow keys here, but then also still using the mouse to control the camera. So when people switch off, it's going to be, the player 1's going to have left hand here, right hand on the mouse, and player 2 is going to have left hand here, and then waiting for player 1 to take his hand off the mouse so he can use it in control. And so as of now, I've turned in a file in which automation of camera switching is not available. So the file that Zoe has now, it will need manual toggling, so this will be pretty much dependent on honor system. So you can make your own rules on how long each player gets before it switches to the next player. I recommend maybe like 3 seconds. So player 1 plays for 3 seconds, presses C, which is the toggle to go to player 2, and then player 2 plays for 3 seconds and then presses C, and it goes back to player 1. Alright, so that is a quick overview of my final project for Intro to Graphics. Thank you.